God has a plan and a purpose for his life, and Michael is ready to live it out.
I mean, he has pushed through, done amazing things. Despite that, that's another good thing to say, huh? Nothing's impossible, no matter what the diagnosis.
Jesus then continues with his statement. He asked the disciples, "Who do the people say that I am?" And they answered him, "John the Baptist, and others, Elijah, and still others, one of the prophets." He asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter, as we know, answered, "You are the Messiah."
He's open to God's presence in a way that goes beyond his disability, if you will. I've never heard him question, why am I in this health condition? Why am I this way? Why has God done me this way?
I grew up in Nigeria, West Africa, where my parents were missionaries.
He loved music, and on full moon nights, there was always lots of dancing and drumming, and kids could stay up until they just fell asleep.
For me, music is magic, so beautiful, and able to evoke such strong emotions. I have happy memories of going on choir tour and singing at churches around town.
Sometimes we'd be out pushing him in his chair, and we lived in a very sandy area. And sometimes we'd be pushing him pretty fast, and we'd hit sand without realizing it. And the sand would catch the front wheels, and they'd buckle in, and over he goes. Straight out of the chair. Or the chair would go over with him, or, whatever. Then we're digging him out of the sand, getting him back into the chair.
I wouldn't give up my experience in Nigeria for anything. My time there was divided between the village where my parents worked and the boarding school where I lived and went to school with the other children from our mission. In the village, I saw a completely different culture. I saw how people with very few of the advantages I take for granted live. Many of my lifelong role models were our Nigerian neighbors and missionary and other international friends. I would go back in a heartbeat if I could get around with my wheelchair and ventilator and other equipment. The things I'm nostalgic for from Nigeria are the simplicity, the generosity, and kindness of our neighbors, the food and, yes, the rains.
I have Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. It is a neuromuscular disease that causes all my muscles to deteriorate over time. I was diagnosed when I was 5. Several doctors in Nigeria and at a hospital in Germany, where we stopped on the way to the US for furlough, had offered theories for my leg pain and my frequent falls. We were living in California, and we went to a neuromuscular clinic. They had me climb stairs, get up off the floor and do some other exercises and said I had muscular dystrophy.
So they called me on the phone. My husband wasn't home. I thought, this healthy little guy, this is the age that he was then. He was almost 5. Anyway, here he is with his brother Jeffrey and his younger brother Ivan. I thought, this healthy little guy, I knew he fell a lot. I knew he had trouble walking, but when they told us that we could expect him to die by the age of 15, I was shocked. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't quite believe it. And so I ran to my room and I cried out, "Oh Lord, Lord, I need you, I need you." And God gave me an overwhelming sense of peace. I knew that it was going to be rough, but God would be with us every step of the way.
The shock absorbent in the cars are what dystrophin is for the muscle fiber. So if you don't have shock absorbents, if you take the 4 shock absorbents of your tires, you're going to be able to keep driving, but the drive is going to be really tough, and at some point your car is going to break, right? That's what happened with Duchenne. Because you don't have that shock absorbent protein, which is dystrophin, to kind of control the whenever the fiber is contracting, if you don't have that shock absorbent controlling that, then the muscle fiber breaks. So you do need it. You 100% need it to be able for that cell to function, or for the muscle to function.
Switch it. And what? Switch your sunglasses. And what? Swing the sides for you.
Right now, patients that are really getting good standard of care can live in their 20s, late 20s, 30s. There are some that are in their 40s. Obviously, Michael is an exception to the rule. But there are few of them that have been, alive until actually last year, I believe. 2 of them died. There was one 65 and 67-year-old, I believe. I don't know if Michael is the oldest, but it's likely the oldest. As far as I can talk, I have talked to all my colleagues from the country. We're not many of us. Nobody has anybody as old as Michael, so probably he's getting right now the title.
In spite of my muscular dystrophy, I have had a full, meaningful life. You can find hobbies and other interests and work to make life worthwhile and meaningful. There will be people around you who like you for who you are. Value their friendship. The support of family is one of the best things in life. I also find strength through my faith in God. Your disability will make you face unique struggles and challenges, but you can still see your life as a gift to enjoy.
feeling anxious, scared, and a bit depressed. And all because I'm feeling moderately unwell part of most days. Is it temporary or a message of more suffering to come? Maybe it's a sign that my life is coming close to its earthly end. I've told people before that I'm not afraid of death but am scared of the process of dying. But I might be afraid of death too. I keep asking God to help me trust Him during this time.
People who observe his life or observe the family taking care of him, I think that they see God glorified one way or the other. And it's not that God is keeping Michael here because he still has something for him to do. But in Michael's life, God is glorified.
Roger is impressed by this colonel, despite his better judgment. Within the business to the world of the U.S. intelligence services, he's cleared for National Security Agency, Puzzle Palace, Intelligence, and knows about Big Black, the National Reconnaissance Office, which is so secret that even its existence is still classified. Roger is impressed by this colonel, despite his better judgment. Within the business to the world of the U.S. intelligence services, he is talking about building his very own pocket battleship and sailing it under odds. He's cleared for National Security Agency, Puzzle Palace, Intelligence, and knows about Big Black, the National Reconnaissance Office, which is so secret that even its existence is still classified. Roger is impressed by this colonel, despite his better judgment. Within the business to the world of the U.S. intelligence services, he is talking about building his very own pocket battleship